how to cross cut straight with a Tenon saw. I'm going to break this down into a number of steps. We're going to take the timber and put it in the bench hook. Hold the timber there, close enough with the heel of your hand that your knuckle is just over the line that you want to cut. We've marked up the waist side of the line, and that's hugely important because this dictates which side of the line we're going to cut. You can hold the bench clamp with your fingers, and your knuckle should be free to move about. How do you hold the saw? So pick up the saw in your sawing hand. Don't want to have too tight a grip because otherwise it'll just get sore after a while. So a fairly loose grip, but not too loose that it falls out. Your index finger will be pointing down the length of the blade, and your body is not in front of the line, but to the side of the line. What should be in front of the line and in line with the line that you're cutting is going to be your wrist, elbow, and if you can, keep your shoulder in line as well. On the waist side of the line, we're going to put the blade on that, and you're going to pull the saw blade and lift it over and down again and pull it gently, pull back, lift over and down. Blow the dust out of the way so you can see your line until you cut down and a bit of a groove so that your blade sits in it. That groove is called a kerf. We want to get that kerf in there a little further until we want to get that kerf a little further down so as the blade runs in it. And that's cutting on the pull. The saw is at a slight angle at this stage instead of flat down. When we get that kerf moving down a little deeper, we level this out. So it's wrist, elbow, shoulder in line, keeping it straight. That part of your body is the machine. So down and then level out the blade. Blow the dust out of the way, just so that you've got a kerf line along here, and we can see that the blade is running on the waist side of that line, leaving our line there. We can always cut more off, but we can't add it on. Then we're going to watch down the edge side and come down along that line, whilst moving that blade now back and forth, keeping the blade plumb, keeping this blade as plumb as possible down with your line. You're just going to move that arm straight in line with that line, back and forth. If you're in front of it and your elbow's over here, you're going at an angle. Get yourself out of the way so that the elbow, wrist, and blade is in line with that line. At this stage, you're going to keep cutting whilst using your knuckle as a guide for that saw up top. Once it's down a small bit, follows through a little more now with that blade, back and forth, almost the full length of that blade. Blow the dust out of the way as you work, moving your head side to side to watch the line. You should be able to see the line going down here. Some people talk about the reflection in the blade, but I can't get the camera angle to see that. When you get to the end of the timber and you're using a bench hook, it's fine. It's better actually to cut straight into the bench hook. You don't want to cut into your bench, but on a bench hook, that's what it's for. Slowly cut that through, and you've cut your piece. Once you've cut your piece, you can check it for squareness. And to do that, take a combination square or a tri-square, put it up against your cut on the edge side, and check that you have no gaps in there, or as little as possible. Then the body of the combination square against your face, and check the other one. That is a fraction out. A little more practice will get that more square. Hope that helps. See you in the next one.